Next speaker is Zack Maxwell.
How's everybody doing today? Good, good, good. Real fast, show of hands. Who rode their bikes here today? 1, 2. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we were all on the same page. I think that proves kind of an interesting point right there, that days like today where we see this inclement weather, rain, even those sweltering hot days that we all know we get here in Texas, that's going to put more people back into their cars than onto these bike lanes. But that's not what I'm actually here about. 3 of these streets that are actually proposed to be reduced are surrounding my neighborhood. It's not around UTA. It's actually all the way in South Arlington near the border of Mansfield. One of those such streets, Silo Road, is being proposed to be shrank from 4 lanes to 2. I've lived there over 10 years. I remember when Silo Road was a 2-lane street. It runs in front of about 3 elementaries, and before it was a 4-lane street, there wasn't a high school. Now there is, Seguin High School. So I couldn't imagine reducing this street down to 2 lanes and not seeing any kind of congestion, because it was there whenever it was 2 lanes. But what we're talking about now is taking this street and reducing it. I know I might seem young, but I've had a couple of business ventures just in my young age, and I've been taught that you shouldn't expand where there's not solid proof that it's going to be a good investment. What I'm hearing today is a lot of baseless facts that by putting in these streets, people are going to get out of their cars and ride their bikes. As we've seen today, not very many people did that. Andrew, I would like to specifically target one of your questions you asked the very first speaker. Federal funding is taxpayer money. Every single person in this room is paying for this plan. There's no magic grants that it's coming from any sort of place that's not funded by taxpayer money. So I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. I also wanted to talk about the safety issues here. I've heard from Alicia and a couple of other people that having that yellow stripe there is somehow going to put an invisible wall between them and the car. I ride my bike a couple of times. I'm not an avid bike rider, but I can tell you that I personally enjoy having that little 8-inch lift off the road that could potentially deflect a car back if they do swerve over. We're all drivers here and we're all Americans. We know that every so often we like to bend down into our what do you call it, glove box to try to get something, maybe get a drink, look away. And all it takes is one driver swerving slightly over to hit a pedestrian. Now, maybe my next business venture, if this passes, is a law firm like the Dave and Abel law firm up in Chicago, whose main job is bicycle lawsuits. So do we put any kind of restrictions on the bicyclists themselves, or even whenever they're hit in these bicycle lanes, is it still the fault of the person driving the car? I'm just curious, because it seems like that's what I'm hearing today. But just want to thank everybody here for their time.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Maxwell?
Yes, sir.
And I may have missed something here. You mentioned there were 3 streets that you had concern about, and you mentioned Shallow Road, and I apologize, I missed the other ones.
Eden Road and Sublet Road.
Okay.
Both those streets run, in fact, they almost surround my neighborhood. So the only one that's not touched is Matlock.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.